How you play games is how you do everything.
At first glance, the idea that how you play games is how you do everything might seem like a throwaway phrase, something that's easy to dismiss. But the more I've thought about it, the more I've come to realize there's a deep truth buried in there. It's a reflection of who we are, how we think, and how we approach the world around us. In this video, I want to unpack that idea and explore how we can use it to make positive changes in our lives. Lately, I've been doing a lot of thinking about life, about habits, about the person I want to become. And as strange as it sounds, video games have played a big role in that reflection. Like a lot of people, I've spent countless hours immersed in different virtual worlds, from epic RPGs that span hundreds of hours to quick, intense matches in competitive games. Each game offers a different experience, but I've noticed something consistent in the way I approach them. When I start a new game, I'm all in. I dive headfirst into the story, the mechanics, the exploration. It's almost like a honeymoon phase. Everything is new and exciting, and I can't get enough. I'll stay up late, forgetting about the time, completely absorbed in this new adventure. But then, at some point, that initial excitement begins to fade. Maybe the game gets repetitive, or maybe something else catches my attention. Whatever the reason, I start to drift away. I move on to the next shiny new thing, leaving the previous game unfinished, abandoned. It's not just games where this pattern shows up, it's in a lot of areas of my life. I get excited about a new hobby, a new project, and I throw myself into it with everything I've got. But then, somewhere along the way, I lose steam. The thrill wears off, and I find myself moving on before I've really seen it through. I've started countless books that I never finished, picked up hobbies that I dropped after a few weeks, and launched into projects that now sit half completed. It's a frustrating cycle, one that leaves me feeling unaccomplished and, honestly, a bit down on myself. This brings me back to that quote, "How you do anything is how you do everything." At first, it might seem exaggerated, but the more I've reflected on it, the more I've realized how much truth there is to it. The way we approach small, everyday tasks like playing a game can reflect and even influence how we tackle the bigger challenges in life. When I think about my gaming habits, I see a clear reflection of my life outside of games. I'm someone who loves the thrill of starting something new, but I struggle with the follow-through. I'm driven by curiosity and passion, but I sometimes lack the endurance to stick with something until the end. It's a pattern that affects everything from my career to my personal goals, and it's something I want to change. But change isn't easy. It's not like flipping a switch. It's more like rewiring your brain, one small habit at a time. And that's where games come back into the picture. If the way I play games mirrors the way I live my life, then maybe I can start making changes in my life by first making changes in how I play. One thing I've been trying to do is slow down. Instead of rushing through a game just to reach the end, I'm making an effort to savor the experience. I'm taking the time to explore every corner of the map, to talk to every NPC, to really immerse myself in the world the developers have created. I'm trying to play with intention, not just to win or to complete tasks, but to enjoy the journey. And this simple shift in how I play has started to spill over into other areas of my life. I've started applying that same mindset to the way I approach my day-to-day tasks. I'm focusing more on being present, on enjoying the process rather than fixating on the outcome. When I'm working on a project, I'm trying to appreciate the small steps forward instead of getting overwhelmed by how much there is left to do. When I'm spending time with loved ones, I'm making an effort to be fully there, not distracted by what's next on my to-do list. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. I'm still figuring it out, and I know I'll stumble along the way, but that's okay. The important thing is that I'm trying, that I'm making small, deliberate changes that, over time, can lead to bigger transformations. There's a book called Atomic Habits that talks about this exact idea, how tiny, consistent changes can snowball into something much more significant. And that's what I'm hoping to achieve. I want to become someone who finishes what they start, someone who sees things through, not just in games, but in life. I want to be more present, more patient, more intentional in everything I do. And I believe that by making these small tweaks in how I play games, I can start to rewire my brain to build the habits that will help me live a more fulfilling, balanced life. So that's the challenge I'm setting for myself. If you're like me, if you have big dreams and ambitions but struggle with the follow-through, maybe it's time to start small. Start by making a change in something as simple as how you play games. Be more mindful, more present, more committed to the experience. And then see how that change starts to ripple out into other parts of your life. Because how you do anything really is how you do everything. And if we can start by making small changes in the way we play, who knows what kind of impact that could have on the way we live.